The bridge between being really good at what you do and having a thriving business is often communication. Communication that sells. Effective business communication. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. My love of communication started very young. One of my earliest school reports, my teacher, Mrs. Plowman, put it like this. Not a word, Stephen, thank you. But when she met my parents at parent-teacher evening, she was a little bit more blunt and direct. She said, "Mr. and Mrs. Dangerfield, Carol has potential, but she talks too much." I have to say the woman was very perceptive because I'm in my 60s now and nothing has changed. I did love to talk in any language because I was very lucky that my primary school started teaching us French at the age of 6. I thought this was fantastic. If I ran out of words in one language, I simply had another one. But it was this love of languages that led me to a light bulb moment when I was 16. That, although I didn't realise it at the time, was actually the start of the journey that leads me to being here today talking to you about this subject. We were on a family holiday in France, and we'd stopped in Avignon, and my father was trying to book a table at a restaurant for dinner that night. Now, my father has pretty limited French, so we weren't getting very far. The Frenchman was doing a sort of Gallic shrug, boof. My dad was getting frustrated. I was 16, I was mortified. I wanted the ground to swallow me up. Or actually, better still, swallow up my dad. Now, I'd been learning French for 10 years at this point, but I'd never been to France before. And I realised that here was my first opportunity to try out my classroom and book learnt French on a real live native speaker. I'd been taught French by Mrs. Clifton from Halifax. So I stepped forward and in my best O-level French I said, "Nous voulons réserver une table pour 5 personnes pour 7 heures ce soir, s'il vous plaît." Well, the transformation was incredible. "Bien sûr, mademoiselle, à ce soir," said the now affable Frenchman. Table booked, job done. I was thrilled. Unlike my brother later that evening when I told him he'd just eaten a horse burger. But I was thrilled because that moment crystallised for me the power of being able to speak to someone in their own language. And it's a lesson that I took forward into business because in business there are 2 languages. There's what and there's so what. And if we can learn to speak so what, we can enhance communication and drive sales. Now let's take a little bit of a look at these 2 languages. What is our mother tongue? We speak it fluently and easily because it's all about us, what we do, our business. So what, on the other hand, is a foreign language. It's all about others. It's about our customers, what they need and what they get from us. It's a foreign language and we have to learn to speak it. And as with all foreign languages, we can learn enough to just get by. Let's face it, as Brits, we've got form in learning enough language to just get by. Dos cervezas, darling. Or we can put in a little bit more effort and we can become fluent. And when you are fluent in a language, it changes the conversations you can have, the level of engagement, the relationships you can build.